Welcome back to NBA Today. So the New York Post, they had a clever back page. You can see it there. Done play-in games. I see what you did. I like it. Well said. Well done. The Nets superstar duo dispatches the Cavs, officially advancing as the 7th seed in the East. They're taking on the 2 seed, the Celtics. This is how they got it done. Woo. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, they put on a show, Richard.
Look, Kyrie's just so efficient, and it's crazy because he takes the most difficult shots in the NBA, especially if you talk about a guy of his size. But what's underestimated is his ability to find big players. And Drummond, in the pick and roll, he eats off of Kyrie. Again, here in the pick and roll, he's got 2 guys on him. It don't matter. Kyrie has the ability, like over Kevin Love. Sorry, Kevin Love, I love you, my guy. But just, again, here, watch this. This is what the Nets need more of. Quality defense. Wow, I wonder if they have more guys that can play defense. And what does that do? That leads to transition opportunity.
There he is in green, the defender. You can see him sticking out like a highlighter.
Yeah, he's getting ready to go to the Celtics. That's what he was asking for. He's like, I want the Celtics in that
Richard.
green. And Kyrie just efficient. What was he, 12 for 15? Even his makes or misses. Look at that shot. Then here in transition.
His makes or misses.
Yeah, that means the ball that goes out. But look at
misses or makes.
We keep seeing these end of the quarter, end of the halftime shots. It's just utterly ridiculous.
What did you say? The misses or makes, the makes or misses? This is how he shot in the first half. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Look at all that green. 9 of 9 from
green
the field.
Means make, right?
Yes. And it means money, baby.
There is no red. There is no red in his thing. But then.
And then there's Kevin Durant, the ultimate trump card.
Yeah, KD there. He's like, well, we're talking about the most important player. He might be still the most important player in the league. And even Jay-Z, who's watched more basketball than maybe any of us, is just like, that's just utterly disgusting. Watching KD get to his spot and knock down big-time bucket after big-time bucket. And this right here, over Evan Mobley, over the 7-foot defensive guy, knocks it down.
Here's Bruce Brown after the game.
Ooh, Bruce Brown.
Now they don't have Robert Williams, so they have less of a presence in the paint. And we could attack Al Horford and Tice. So them not having Robert Williams is huge. What did he say? All right, man. That's caffeine probably talking. You take some before the game. We don't need to say like that. Let's just go out there and hoop.
Back here with Richard, Perk, and Vince. Gentlemen, Nets Celtics, game 1, 3:30 Sunday Eastern on ABC. Bruce Brown's from Boston. He's from Boston. He was wearing the Boston, he's from there. I didn't take it as a slight. They don't care. I know what Kevin Durant was saying.
It is. That's bulletin board.
But is he wrong? Sure, it's bulletin board material, but is he wrong? Richard, is he wrong?
Well, okay, let me just say
series?
this really quickly. Last year, there were some conversations about KD and Giannis, and there was a conversation that was had about them. And KD's like, we don't need any extra energy here.
Well, clearly not.
And so for Bruce Brown, and I know it was a question, it was out of context, who knows? But you got to learn. You just got to be quiet in this moment. And KD looked like a guy that was like, he said, what?
That's how I look at you.
That's going to make my job harder.
Out of your mouth.
That's going to make, exactly. That's going to make his job. KD knows that's going to make his job harder, and that's why he was like, yo, we don't need to say stuff like that.
But at the end of the day, we know that Robert Williams, his defensive presence is so important to the Celtics. So now, looking at who's available, knowing it's not going to be Robert Williams, I know Marcus Smart, your defensive player of the year, Big Perk. Who do you have winning this series, Kendrick?
TBD. You know what? TBD. To be determined.
Thank you so much.
Yep, I'm staying. For the first time, I'm staying completely away from this. I'm going to enjoy this like the rest of the world. But I will say this. This series is going 7 games. Make no mistake about it. But I'm not about to pick the Celtics without Robert Williams, and I'm definitely not about to go against KD and Kyrie from what I saw last night. And look, we could talk about the offensive side of things for us with Kyrie and KD, but can we give them some credit what they've been doing on the defensive side of things when it matters the most? We saw in the important game, we saw Kyrie lock James Harden up when they went to Philly. We saw last night what Kevin Durant was doing by really anchoring their defense, chase down blocks, meeting guys at the rim, things to that nature. That's why KD got an all-NBA, all-defensive team vote from me because of his defense. So I'm not taking anyone in this series. I'm going to just fall back.
Perk, I'm with you. I'm not taking anyone right now because I'm not sure. I'm on the fence both ways, so I'm right there with you. I just want to see how Kyrie responds or reacts in his first in the first round or the first 2 games, because I was in a situation quite like that playing at Toronto, and
Your former
getting
team.
caught. Yeah, my former team getting caught in the moment, trying to win the series in the first game and/or second game. So, and I had 2 bad games, right, RJ? You remember?
I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
But other than that, I'm just interested. I think this is going to be a great series. Much-watch TV.
No, Vince, you
Uncle
wasn't in this
Sam?
situation because you was not in this situation because I'm telling you, them fans in Boston gonna be waiting for Kyrie.
Bro,
Look,
I'm gonna tell you, dude, I ain't never seen anything like when I saw my guy go back to Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say though, Perk, I do understand your point. I understand your point because when I went back to Boston during that series when I was covering it last season, and I'm not saying this wasn't the case, but for Kyrie, there were literal posters outside of the arena of his face. Vince, probably the same
Okay, we're
case
talking
for
about
you.
Air Canada that left Air Canada
I'm
and
not,
then came back.
the Raptors
Now, Boston
fans
is
are
intense.
serious.
Boston is intense. I'm
That's
not
all I'm
disrespecting
saying.
Boston fans when
Who you
they're
got, Rich?
when they're locked
Fast
in.
forward. Who you got?
What? We're still doing this? I'm going to say, I'm going with the Nets in 7. I'll be the only person up here that will have the strength to thanks. To have the strength to say that I think that's going to be the Nets in 7.
Bye. All right. Well, the best words in sports, Game 7. That's all I want is a Game 7. I'm actually with Perk and Vince. It's too close to call. TBD. All right, the Nets, they opened as the series favorites at -135, but money bet on the Celtics, it's actually shifted Boston to a slight favorite at -145. That's according to Caesars Sportsbook. So you can see that bettors are also sort of like, oh, which way is this going to go? If this line stands, it would be tied for the second longest series price for a top 2 seed in the first round since the NBA went to a best of 7 in 2003 behind only Suns-Lakers series. That was last year.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.